Hello everyone, and thank you again for joining me on this new episode of today. So I promised about a month ago that I was going to start my Twilight Zone series. Somebody in the comments suggested that I should watch the Twilight Zone, which I haven't watched either, but not watching the entire series, but only select the best 10 episodes. So I did that. What I decided to do is to find as many top 10s of the Twilight Zone that I could find online, and then check the ones that are repeated more often, and that way I would choose my 10 episodes, and that's exactly what I did. So let me explain very briefly. I'm gonna show captions of what I did. I am basing this list on 6 different lists. My first list is by the Rolling Stone magazine. The second is by CBS, which holds the rights for the Twilight Zone. The third one is from Vulture. The next one is from Vanity Fair. Then I have IMDb, and finally I have Consequence of Sound. So what I did is that I started counting the amount of times that each episode will be mentioned in all of the lists. Some of them had a lot of mentions, some others didn't have that many mentions. So once I compiled the 10 more mentioned episodes from all the lists, I ordered them by how many mentions they have. So I'm gonna start with the episodes that had the least amount of mentions, and I'm gonna finish with the one that was mentioned basically in every single list. Okay, so this is what I found on Wikipedia about the Twilight Zone. So it's an American media franchise based on the anthology television series created by Rod Serling. The episodes are in various genres, including fantasy, science fiction, absurdism, dystopian fiction, suspense, horror, supernatural drama, black comedy, and psychological thriller, often concluding with a macabre or unexpected twist, and usually with a moral. Popular and critical success, it introduced many Americans to common science fiction and fantasy tropes. The first series, shot entirely in black and white, ran on CBS for 5 seasons from 1959 to 1964. And I think The Cage was shot in 1964, so I'm still there. So these are the 10 episodes that I will watch. I will begin with the episodes with the least amount of mentions to the one with the most amount. So I'm going to start with A Game of Pool, which is season 3 episode 5, then Eye of the Beholder, which is season 2 episode 6, Living Doll, season 5 episode 6, To Serve Man, season 3 episode 24, Walking Distance, season 1 episode 5, The Invaders, season 2 episode 15, It's a Good Life, season 3 episode 8, Time Enough at Last, season 1 episode 8, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, which is season 5 episode 3, and finally, and this is the episode that appeared in every single list, and it always appeared in the top 3, which is The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, which is season 1 episode 22. So, like I said, I based my own list doing the counting of all the mentions in other lists already existing. So if you're a big fan of the Twilight Zone and I am not gonna watch one of your favorite episodes, I am really sorry, but you know what? You can tell me in the comment box below which is your favorite Twilight Zone episode, and you know, maybe I'll watch it, okay? So please let me know if you have any other suggestions. I'm gonna keep this list as it is, as like I said before, I'm gonna start with A Game of Pool, and I'm gonna finish with The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Today's snack is jicama con Miguelito, azul, and Coke. And today's friend, I don't know if you can see him today, is Flash. He's gonna be joining me for this episode. Okay, so let's get started.
Fats Brown is dead and buried in the ground.
Fats Brown. Fats Brown. Report to list as Fats
Is he
Brown.
in heaven?
One game. One lousy game. At your service.
We'll soon learn that trying to be the best at anything carries its own special risks, in or out of the Twilight Zone. You're not as good as... Deep down, you know that you're second rate.
Now wait a minute.
Just what kind of stakes are you talking about?
Life or death.
Oh.
You beat me, and you live. It's interesting to see how much faith you have in yourself. For my money, you don't want to be the best bad enough, boy. Why, when I was your age, I would have jumped at that chance.
Yeah, but I understand that this guy is just poking him to make him really get into the game. He's just pissing him off so that he will accept the game. But come on, is your life really worth a game of pool? With that thought in mind, this whole argument just goes out the window. So
You mean insanity? Risk my life on a game of pool?
exactly.
Sanity, if you prefer. I am just a pool player. There's
A
probably no
dead
less
one.
important thing. I haven't been to the movies in years. I haven't dated a girl, read a book, because it would take time away from the game.
Okay, so hold it. So he's really not gonna risk his life over a game of pool, but he's basically wasted all his life because of pool. So, you know, it's basically the same. Anyway.
You know where I come from? There's a race, say Tazio Nuvolari, and watch the heads nod up and down, and hear them speak of Manolete. Both men face death daily, and both are legends. You never make the great at anything by playing it safe.
Hold it. But this Fat Brown ever risked his life over a game of pool? Because he's mentioning a driver and a bullfighter, so obviously they are risking their lives every time. Did he ever bet his life on a game? Like, he's supposed to be a legend. Did he ever risk his life to become a legend?
2 balls into the rail. A perfect break and no advantage given. Now it's your turn to scatter 'em.
Ooh, strategy. I like that. Ooh, nice.
How about that, fat boy? What happened to
Oh.
it? In geometry, almost isn't enough.
Oh, he played by
Pool is
geometry?
geometry in its most challenging form.
What I was saying.
A science.
Looks like he's winning.
I've got 59. You've got 7 points. The game's young yet.
Why is the other guy losing?
Rack 'em up.
Oh, now he's gonna wipe the floor with his head. He's basically looking at his death sentence taking shape. That's so scary. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, no. Okay. They're tied.
Of course I did. But I took time out to live, too.
Exactly.
That's true in all walks of life. Music, politics, sports, you name it.
Politics.
Me? I beat the king of the hill, Fats Brown.
Oh, he's gonna lose his mind.
Mr. Fats Brown, on the other hand, having relinquished the champion's mantle, has gone fishing.
Okay, so this is the first episode I've ever watched. I like it. This is incredibly different from what I'm used to watch. The acting to begin with is very different to acting in today's anything, movies or television. So this kind of a different intonation and all that is kind of a wacky thing for me, but I really enjoy watching these. One of the things that I really enjoyed of this episode is that it only required one set, 2 actors, and that's it. No different settings, not thousands and thousands of actors. It was just 2 very good actors with a great chemistry together. I have to say I like the chemistry on these 2 characters. And I mean, they are short stories. This is why I chose the Twilight Zone, because they are short episodes with a lot of teaching in the making. And as you can see, there's a large difference between Fat Brown and what was his name? Cardiff? Man, I just watched it and I can't remember his bloody name. What's your name? Jeffrey? His name is mentioned at the very end. Jesse Cardiff. So as you can see, there's a lot of difference between Fat Brown, Mr. Brown, and Jesse Cardiff. There's a large difference between the 2 of them. One of them has shown that he really just enjoyed playing pool. He just happened to be the best. But while he was being the best, he did a lot of things in his life, like, you know, probably married, because he said that he's made love, so probably he found a person, and that he has done other things that have fulfilled his life. Whereas Jesse, just because he wants to be the best and not really enjoy the game, he has basically missed on so many other pleasures in life. Becoming the best happens to carry a lot of responsibility, and Jesse hasn't understood this, that it was not about making pool his entire life. It was more about, you know, it's just a game. He is not really enjoying the game. He's just obsessed with being the best and not really just, you know, a big fan of something. I know that many of the episodes of the Twilight Zone have a lot of moral teachings, and you know, I see this one as one of those. Like, Jesse hasn't really learned the lesson, whereas Mr. Brown has really done a lot more, and it didn't take him so many sacrifices to become the best. He was just the best naturally. And when a person really has to struggle to become the best, and we see this in many people, like a person wanting to be, you know, the richest man or the most handsome man, or, you know, whatever it is, the most selling records, and they will do whatever it takes to continue being the best at whatever it is that they do. So this moral teaching is actually good. I like it. I know that the rhythm of these episodes are way slower than Star Trek, and obviously way slower than any episode of modern television. But since they are short episodes, they really don't get to tire the viewer that much. So yeah, I like this one. I understand why the votes, and that's basically it. I think it's a very interesting take on, you know, life. It sort of reminded me of The Prestige. I don't know, I was thinking about The Prestige, of what would a person do to be the best. In this case, we're talking about 2 magicians. One of them was willing to kill and get killed to get his act, and the other one was decided to live his entire life according to the trick. So this is a competition, but it also shows to what extent a person will get as long as they remain being the best at what they do. So that's basically it. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of the Twilight Zone. I'll see you the next week. I'll continue with my Snowpiercer episodes, and I am also going to start with The Boys, which is announced to start on September the 4th on Amazon Prime Video. So yeah, I'm going to also start with The Boys as well. So thank you again for joining me. See you in the next episode. God bless, and bye-bye.